Hi all, welcome to my channel. This is AWS for all, and today we are going to go over a simple architecture where we are going to mount expand the existing EBS volumes on the Linux machine and add additional EBS volumes. And also we are going to try mounting an EFS volumes. I'll show you the architecture which we are going to try today. Um, so this is the architecture which represents the today's demo. We are going to spin a Linux server in a one of the public subnet, and the Linux machines comes with an EBS volume by default, and we are going to expand this volume. And on top of that, we are going to add another EBS volumes, block storage volumes. And so we are going to bring up an EFS, that is Elastic File Server, and mount it on Linux machine which is currently running. And also the same EFS we are going to mount it on a new Linux server. So both the Linux machines are going to run in two different public subnets, and the same EFS is going to be mounted onto these Linux machines. So let's get started. So as part of this exercise, we are going to use this Linux West 2A and 2B, and these are the two Linux machines which are running in two different subnets. So I'm going to start with the 2A. So come down and check the storage. So by default, the Linux machines, when we start spinning it, it will add 8 GB of volumes. It will be mounted on XDev XVDA device, and we are going to extend this volume. To extend this, just click on this, and top right corner, click on this actions. So select the volume which you are going to expand. Click on actions and click on modify volume, and this is a general purpose SSD GP3 volume which is attached by default, and we can change it if you want. And in today's sessions I'm just going to extend this EBS volumes. Okay, so I'll make it, instead of 8 GB I'll make it as 20 GB, and the rest of the things I'll keep it as is, and click on modify. Yeah, modify. If you're increasing the file size volume, you must extend the file system to the new size of the volume. You can only do this when the volume entry is optimizing state. For more information, see. Yeah, so we are going to follow the same instructions. Click on modify. So now it's going to extend. So if you go to the EC2 instance, and 2A is the one which we tried, and the storage, so earlier it was 8 GB, and now it's showing it as 20 GB. So basically what we did, so the first EBS which was by default attached with the Linux server, we expanded it to 20 GB from 8 GB, and that's what it's showing here. Let me SSH into this machine, connect, download, So how to SSH or how to spin a new EC2 machines or EC2 Linux machines. I have made a earlier video. I'll put the link in the descriptions. Please watch that also. So right now we are trying to SSH into the Linux machines which is running in West 2A region. Let me go here and SSHI. Yes. Okay. LS. Yeah, we are in this machine now. So in order to check the what is the file system which are running, there are a couple of commands we can try. That is, the first one is df-h, which gives uh, the devices mounted. Right now we have the file system. There are multiple file system. By default Linux machine will start assigning it. Out of them, the slash dev xvda1 is the primary volume, um, which where the data will be hosted. If you look at this volume right now, it is showing 8 GB still. The one which we mounted is 20 GB, but it's the 20 GB is not reflected here. So let me list the block lsblk. If I look at the list block, it shows xvda is the primary driver, and on top of that xvda is the the partition. It had 20 GB data, the one which we expanded, and earlier it was 8 GB. The xvda one is the key root partitions, which is having a 8 GB, but it is still having the 8 GB. It's not expanded. Basically the files system is not expanded in the partition 1. Okay, so we are going to expand this partition, and the command for that, it's this command is available in the extend file system. If you go to extend file system documentation, the AWS is providing the key commands which we need to use. The same commands I'm using, the list block and the grow partitions. So basically sudo grow part dev1 xvda1 is the command which I'm going to use the expand my file system in the partition 1. Basically what it means, sudo means it will get the root user access. Grow partitions, this is grow partitions, and on this device, let me go to xvda, xvda, and partition 1 is this is the first partition. This is the xvda, and there is a space and number 1. That means this is on this xvda disk, and xvda1 is the first partition. The number 1 indicates xvda1 here. Okay, so basically technically after running this command, we are going to extend or expand xvda1 from 8 GB to 20 GB. Let's try running this command. Yeah, so it's showing the partition 1 start and old and end and new size and end size. It gives all the statistics before expansion and after expansion. And let me run the block command again. So it got expanded now. Like now the partition 1 is expanded to 20 GB. Earlier it was 8 GB. So this is how we can expand our EBS volumes, which is already attached to the EC2. These EBS volumes are like a hard disk which are attached to the machines or the EC2 Linux servers. It is available in only the same subnet or same subnet, and it can be attached to the only one machine. It cannot be shared, at least for the most of the instances which Amazon is providing. There are a couple of exception for that, but as of now we are not going to talk about that. But for our understanding currently, the EBS volumes can be mounted on only one EC2, and it cannot be shared the multiple EC2s, but there is an exception for that. We will cover that exception in the different video. Okay, so right now we expanded the existing volume, and we next thing is we are going to add another EBS volume to the existing Linux machine. If we go and see, let me go back to the instance and see like the storage. I have one volume attached to the XVDA. It's a 20 GB volume, and if I want to attach another volume of EBS, I can go ahead and do it. We can go to EBS from the EC2 sections, or I can just click on this. It will take me to the block storage. Here we can click on the new volume. So here I can change the volume types: SSD, solid state drive, and GP3, and size is 100 GB. I'm not going to add 100 GB. I'll just change it to another 30 GB, or let me do it at 10 GB. And I'll keep the IOPS as is and throughput as is, and this should be in the same 2A, because it should be if I bring it up in the different availability zone, I cannot attach to the Linux machines which is running on US West 2A. So I'm just starting it on US West 2A, because my Linux is also running in the same availability zone 2A. Snapshot, I will skip it and click on create volume. So there are two volumes available here, 31D and 33CB. Both are same. Both are same volumes here, and it's in 2A available, and one should be the last one is okay. Both are having the same 10 GB. We can pick any one. Basically both of them are same volumes. When I click on this volumes, before that let me go back to the volumes. When I go towards the right, this shows it's available or in use. Basically these volumes are ready to use, or it's attached to any machines, and that's what it indicates. The one which are in use, if we go towards right, it gives the machines to which it is attached. Okay, so the available ones we can pick and choose and attach it to the any machines. So let me try the available ones. The second one in the West 2A is available, and click on this and actions, attach volume. So when I click on the attach volumes, it will give a list of it will give two options: instance and device name. So the instance, it will bring up all the Linux instances which are running in the same Linux bus 2A. This is the only instance currently which is running in West 2A, and the other one is in West 2B. I'll just click on this. I'll show you in the architecture. So This is a two different subnet I'm running it, and also in these they are in two different availability zones. So right now I'm spinning it in the same subnet and availability zone, that is west 2a, and I'm trying to attach it now. Okay. US West 2A, and the device name dev xvda is already assigned. I'm going to pick the next available device, that is dev sdb, and attach the volume. Okay, it may take a minute, less than a minute. And if I go back to my instance, so far we are dealing with the US West 2A machine. Click on this and go to storage and check for it, and it has two volumes attached here. So the earlier one we had at 8 GB, expanded it to 20 GB, and that is still there. And the other one we added it as a 10 GB and a different device name. Okay, so if I go back to my SSH session, I can check the list block. So here now it's showing the XVDA as 20 GB, and I can see the another disk XVDB, the one which we attached SDB as coming as XVDB, and it's having 10 GB and a full volume 10 GB. So that's how we can attach the additional volumes, and later on we can go ahead and configure the file system on this XVDB. So far what we achieved, we expanded on our existing EBS volume and attached additional EBS volumes, and now we will look into the EC2 server, which is running in a different subnet, and sorry, before going to that, we are going to come up with the EFS volume and mount the EFS volume on the Linux server, and same EFS will mount it on the another Linux server which is running on a different subnet. Okay, so we'll do it on a 2A first, and then we'll mount the EFS on the 2B. So let me go to the instances, the instances which are running. There are two instances running. This is in Arizona 2A and Arizona 2B availability zones, but they are in the same VPC. So I'm going to start a new EFS volume. Let me go here and click on EFS. So there is already one existing. I'll not touch that. Create a new file system. File system EFS mount on 2A 2B. Okay, so this is file system going to be mounted on 2A machine and 2B machines, and right now I have only one VPC, and that's all it asks, because it's a elastic file system is a shared file system. It's an NFS, network file share server protocol it runs on, and it's at the VPC level, not at the subnet level. So on the Linux machines which are this EFS can be mounted on the Linux machines which are running in two different subnets in the same VPC. That's what we are going to try create, and we'll wait for a minute. Yeah, it's available now. So right now, if I click on this, this is the file system mount on 2A 2B. This is the file name, and there is a basic informations, and it's running on the VPC, but there is no subnet informations on it. Okay, so it's available on all the subnets. If you see here, network 2A 2B 2C and 2D. For any reasons, it's available in all subnets. Basically, it's still getting created, and if you click on this manage, you can just remove this. For example, if you want this file system only on 2A availability zone, you can just deselect other availability zones, so you can just change it. It's still coming up. Okay, so I'll leave it as this. Let me our currently what we are trying to do, we have created this file system in this VPC, and this is available for all the subnets in the current VPC. The next thing is we are going to mount this EFS on this Linux machine. Let's go ahead and do that. So click on this file system, and there is an option to attach it. Click on the attach. Sudo mount, it gives the command. There are two set of instructions. One, mounting via DNS, and another one is mounting via IP. Basically both are similar set of instructions, but only the difference is it works with the IP address here, and the DNS works with the DNS name. Okay, so for today's sessions I'm going to use the DNS one. We are already logged in into the our Linux machine through SSH. So let's create a, we are going to mount it on EFS folder. So let me create a EFS folder, ls-la. So I'll take the root user access, sudo su make directory EFS ls ls. I can see the EFS volume here, so I'm going to mount it on it. Sudo mount -EFS. This is okay. I'm going to use with the NFS client. NFS client, copy this command and paste it. Perfect. So it's mounted, and how can I check this mounted successfully or not? So we'll go to df-h. So if you see at the end, there is a file system attached, and this is the new file system which we mounted on /home EC2 user, and it's and mounted on EFS. But three things. One is the EBS expansion, adding new EBS, and successfully mounted EFS volumes on the Linux machines. So right now we are going to create a file on this EFS server and view this on this Linux machine. Basically we'll create by SSH access only, and then we'll mount the same EFS and on the new Linux server which is running on 2B, and so that the same file will be accessible from the other Linux machine also. Let's go ahead and do that now. So let me go to the SSH again. 2A machines I'm connecting. ls list all the machine. EFS is listed, and I'll go to EFS folder and list the files in the EFS. There is one file already existing, test1.txt. I'll just remove all the files, just to make sure there are no files existing. text1.txt. sudo rm text1.txt. It's gone. ls.la. Yeah, my EFS drive is clear now. So now let me create a file. Sudo vim text2.txt. I'll just create a new file, text2.txt. Sudo vim text2.txt, and I for insert. This is a new file created from west to a AZ Linux machine. Okay, so basically what I'm saying, like this is created from the west to a Linux machine, the one which we are creating, and escape semicolon write and quit and check the file is existing or not. Perfect. So we can see the file text2.txt created. Let's check it. Yeah, it's available. So I'm just quitting. So currently what we have done, we have created a file on the CFS, which is through this Linux machine, which is 2A machine, and now we'll go to 2B machine and mount this and try to access the same file. Just to demonstrate a use case, this EFS is can be mountable on two different Linux machines which are running in two different subnets. Let's go ahead and do that. So if I go to my console instances, there are two running instances. One is 2A, the one which we are currently using. The other one is 2B. If I go to this machines, I can show you the subnet. Yeah, this is a subnet. This subnet resides in 2B. Availability zone 2B. The first one was running in 2A. So let's take this machine, and currently I'm going to SSH. This green SSH session is for 2A, and I'll add one more SSH session for 2B. Availability zone, and this is again in the dark green. I'll keep one above the other so that it will be easy to monitor. And go back to my instruction sheet, connect, and paste it here. Oops. paste it here, and next go to SSH instructions, paste it here, yes. Okay, so now I have logged into my second EC2, which is spinning in 2B availability zone, and let me go to the EFS. This is the same EFS which we mounted on 2A. Right now we are going to mount it on 2B. The process is same. I'll create a EFS folder and mount it on that. Let me go here, ls-la kdir EFS. Okay, so I'm going to mount using the NFS file client. Okay, so currently I have mounted the same EFS on the new Linux server. Earlier we created one file on this EFS. Let's see if we are able to see that file again. So ls-la EFS. Before that, we can check our EFS mount happened properly or not. df-h. We can see the EFS mounts at the end, and it's at the home, EC2 user, and EFS. Present working directory is EC2 user, change directory to EFS, ls-la. Perfect. So this is the file which we created from the first machine, that is our 2M Linux machines, and on the EFS, this is the EFS, and then we mounted it on the second in Linux machines, and trying to see the same file, and we are able to see that here text too. So if you remember, we entered the comments like it's created from the first machine. We should be able to see the same comment. This is a new file created from the West 2A availability Linux AZ Linux machines. We can try it out other way around now. What it means, like let me escape, just quit and create another file, vim text3 dot sudo text3.txt. I missed the sudo vim text3.txt. This is I for insert. This is the new file created from West availability zone 2B. Okay, hit enter, escape, write and quit, semicolon, write and quit. Okay, so ls-la. Right now I can see the one which I just created, text3.txt. so earlier, yeah, let me keep it side by side. So currently this is the EFS, this is the Linux machine from the 2A, and this is the Linux machine from the 2B. If we look at this IPs, 172.3.1.40.176, 172.3.1.12. I think it's not coming correctly. Okay, so here I can see complete FQDN for the machines, and here also it will show the FQDN. This we can refer it in our EC2 EC2 list. This one is from 2A, and the dark one, the bottom one, is from the 2B, and just now we created the text3. Let's see the ls-la. I'm doing it from the other machines. I can see the text3.txt here. I can see in the file text3.txt. Perfect. Same thing I can show. This is the new file created in the West AZ 2B, which is created from the 2B machine. Okay, same machine, text 3. Yeah. So right now what we did, like, we have created a file on EFS, which through the Linux file machine, Linux server, and mounted it on the another server, which in the different subnet, and we should be able to access it from both the machine. Okay, that's what we have done. We covered the block storage, which is a single availability zone, and which can be mounted on one EC2 VC2 Linux machine, and we added multiple EB block storage on for the machine 1, that is a 2A machine, and we mounted the EFS in the VPC at the VPC level, and created the file, and the same EFS we mounted on the Linux machine, which is spinning on the another EC2, and successfully able to access from the both the machines. Hope this help you guys, and let me know if you have any questions or anything, and let put it in the comments. I'll respond back. Please subscribe my channel and for further videos, and I'll be keep uploading the videos frequently. And how to create the EC2 and attach EBS volumes and do SSH. I have created another video. I'll put the link in the descriptions. Just go through that if you want. Thank you all for joining this session, and we'll connect in the next session. Bye bye.